Let's be honest, money worries can feel like they're always lurking in the background, quietly shaping your mood and your choices, even when you try to ignore them. This is especially true when you're in your 20s or 30s, navigating the world on your own for the first time. Maybe you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about how you'll cover next month's rent, or your student loan statement gives you a knot in your stomach that just won't go away, no matter how hard you try to push it aside. For many young adults, financial stress isn't just an occasional worry, it's a daily reality that weighs on every decision, big or small. You're not alone if you've ever felt overwhelmed, anxious, or even embarrassed about your finances. In fact, most people your age are feeling the same way, even if they don't talk about it. Why is this stage of life so challenging, and why does it seem like everyone is struggling beneath the surface? For many, it's the first time you're truly responsible for every financial choice you make, from paying rent to managing credit cards and budgeting for groceries. The safety net you may have relied on before, parents, school, or part-time jobs, is suddenly gone, and you're left to figure things out on your own. Suddenly, there are bills to pay, loans to manage, and dreams to fund, all while trying to build a future and enjoy the present. You want to enjoy life, travel, hang out with friends, buy those little treats that make you happy. But the pressure to keep up with everyone else can be intense. Social media doesn't help either. Everyone seems to be doing fine, traveling, dining out, buying new gadgets, and living their best lives, at least on the surface. But the truth is, a lot of those smiling faces are hiding the same worries you are. Behind every perfect post, there's often a story of stress and uncertainty. Financial stress is incredibly common, but it's not hopeless. You're not destined to feel anxious forever. Here's the good news. There are real, practical steps you can take to regain control, build confidence, and start making progress, no matter where you're starting from. You can move from feeling anxious and uncertain to feeling empowered and optimistic about your financial future. This guide will show you how, step by step, with real advice you can actually use. Money stress isn't just about not having enough. For many young adults, it's a constant presence in their lives, lingering in the background even during moments that should feel carefree. It's about the pressure of wanting to do well in life, now and in the future. The most common stressors? They're not just numbers on a page. They're real worries that shape daily decisions and long-term dreams. Student loans, high rent, and bills that never stop coming in. Each envelope or email notification can feel like another weight added to your shoulders. For many, there's also the fear of unexpected expenses, like medical bills or car repairs, that can throw everything off balance. These surprises can make it feel like you're always one step away from falling behind. Student loans are a big one. They're not just a monthly payment, they're a reminder of the cost of chasing your dreams. Many leave school with thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of dollars in debt. That burden can follow you for years, shaping your choices about jobs, housing, and even relationships. That monthly payment can feel endless, especially if your job isn't paying as much as you hoped. It's tough to get ahead when so much of your paycheck disappears before you even see it. On top of that, rent prices in many cities are sky high. Even a modest apartment can eat up a huge chunk of your income. Finding an affordable place can seem impossible. Sometimes, it feels like you have to choose between a decent home and saving for your future. Then there are the daily expenses, groceries, phone bills, utilities, and just enjoying life. Even small purchases can add up quickly, making it hard to relax. You want to have fun, but every night out or coffee run adds up. Socializing can feel like a luxury, even though it's important for your well-being. Sometimes you might feel guilty for spending, but also guilty for missing out. It's a tough balance, trying to be responsible while still living your life. All these worries add up to a heavy mental load. It's not just about money. It's about the stress, anxiety, and sleepless nights that come with it. It's no wonder so many young adults feel stuck. The weight of financial stress can make it hard to see a way forward, but knowing what you're up against is the first step to taking back control. By understanding these challenges, you can start to make a plan, and that's where hope begins. Take a moment. What's your biggest financial worry right now? Is it a looming debt, the fear of not saving enough, or maybe it's just not knowing where your money goes each month? Everyone's situation is a little different, but the feelings are often the same. Stress, confusion, sometimes even shame. Ask yourself, what keeps you up at night? Is it the next rent payment, credit card balances, Or maybe the fear of falling behind your friends or family financially. Writing this down can help. Sometimes, just naming your worry shrinks its power a little. Think about what you want to change. Do you wish you had more money left at the end of the month? Or maybe you want to save for something special, like travel or a first home. Being honest is important. There's no shame in struggling. It's more common than you think. Remember, you don't have to tackle everything at once. Start with one worry. When you face it, even in small ways, you start to build confidence. That's the real beginning of financial freedom. Budgeting. Just hearing the word can make your shoulders tense up, right? The word alone can make people cringe. It's almost like a trigger for stress or anxiety, especially if you've ever struggled with money. Maybe it sounds boring, or maybe it feels like a punishment, a way to say no to everything fun, like eating out or spontaneous shopping trips. But that's not what a good budget is about. In reality, a budget is a tool for freedom, not restriction. A budget is simply a plan for your money. It's your roadmap, showing you where your cash is going each month. It helps you see where your money is going and decide if that matches your goals. Are you spending on what truly matters to you? So why do so many avoid it? Why does budgeting feel so intimidating for most people? For one, they fear what they'll find. Sometimes, it's easier to look away than face the reality of your spending habits. Maybe you're scared to see just how much those coffees or takeouts add up to over a month. The little things can really surprise you. Or maybe you think budgeting is too complicated, something only real adults or finance experts can do. All those numbers and categories can seem overwhelming. Some people worry it will make them feel broke all the time, like they're constantly missing out or falling behind. But here's the secret. A budget isn't about saying no. It's about making choices that support your dreams. It's about saying yes to what matters most. When you budget, you're prioritizing what's important to you, whether that's travel, savings, or just peace of mind. When you know where your money goes, you can feel more in control. That sense of control can be empowering, not limiting. That reduces stress, not adds to it. You'll sleep better knowing you have a plan, even if it's a simple one. Starting a budget doesn't have to be hard. You don't need fancy apps or complicated spreadsheets to get started. It can be as simple as writing down what you earn and what you spend. Just grab a notebook and start tracking. No pressure, no judgment. It's the first, most important step to getting your finances in order. And once you start, you might be surprised at how empowering it feels to take control of your money. Now, let's make budgeting less scary and, more useful. The best way to start: break down your spending into 3 categories. Needs, wants, and savings. Needs are the basics: rent, groceries, utilities, transportation. These are things you must pay for to live. Wants are everything else. Going out with friends, streaming services, shopping, and all those little extras. These are important for enjoying life, but they aren't essentials. Savings is money you set aside for the future, an emergency fund, a trip, or a big purchase. So, start by listing your income. Then write out every expense you can think of. Next, sort each expense into need, want, or saving. Be honest with yourself. If you're not sure, ask. If I lost my job tomorrow, would this expense be the first thing I cut? Needs stay. Wants can be reduced if you have to. Assign amounts to each group. Make sure you're setting aside something for savings, even if it's just a small amount. This simple system helps you see where you can cut back and where you can spend with confidence. Debt is one of the biggest sources of financial stress. It can feel like a mountain you'll never climb. Credit cards, student loans, car payments, they all add up. Sometimes just looking at the numbers is enough to make you want to look away. But here's the thing. You can tackle debt. Start by listing every debt you owe, from smallest to largest. Include the monthly payment and interest rate. Now, try the snowball method. Pay the minimum on all debts, but put any extra money toward the smallest one first. When that's gone, roll that payment into the next debt on your list, and so on. Why does this work? Small wins build momentum. Paying off a small debt gives you a sense of accomplishment and energy to keep going. Over time, your payments get bigger as your number of debts gets smaller. If you're struggling, call your lenders. Ask about lower interest rates or payment plans. There's no shame in asking for help. Every step, no matter how small, gets you closer to freedom. It's easy to lose track of where your money goes. A coffee here, a quick lunch there, little expenses add up fast. You might be surprised at how much you spend on small things each month. That's why tracking every dollar matters. Start simple. For 1 month, write down every expense, no matter how small. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app. The point is to see the whole picture. When you know where your money is really going, you can spot leaks and make better choices. This isn't about being perfect. Some weeks will be better than others, but even a few weeks of tracking can reveal patterns. Maybe you're spending more on takeout than you realized, or those streaming services are eating up your budget. If it feels tedious, remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about your spending, the more control you have. That builds confidence, and confidence helps reduce stress. Saving money can feel impossible when you're already stretched thin, but even small amounts add up over time. Start with what you can. If you can save $10 a week, that's over $500 a year, enough to cover many small emergencies. The best way to save? Make it automatic. Open a separate savings account just for emergencies. Set up an automatic transfer, even a small one, every payday. Treat savings like a bill you have to pay yourself. Over time, you'll be amazed how quickly it grows. An emergency fund is your safety net. It's not for vacations or shopping. It's for real emergencies, like car repairs or medical bills. Knowing you have a fund set aside will help you sleep better at night. Don't get discouraged if your savings grow slowly. Every dollar is progress. The goal is to build a habit that lasts a lifetime. Sometimes, cutting back isn't enough. That's where extra income comes in. Side jobs, freelancing, selling crafts, or turning hobbies into cash can make a real difference. Even a few hours a week can help you pay down debt or boost your savings. Just as important is changing your mindset. It's easy to focus on what you don't have, but celebrate every small win. Did you pay off a credit card? Put $50 in savings? That's a victory. Be proud. Progress, not perfection, is what matters. Pick one money habit to improve this month. Maybe it's tracking your spending or making your first budget. Maybe it's listening to a financial podcast or reaching out to an advisor. There are great resources, online courses, books, podcasts that can support you. And finally, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different. What matters is that you're taking steps forward. Remember the 5 keys. Track your spending, manage debt smartly, save, find extra income, and shift your mindset. You've got this, one step at a time.